Hello, my name is Maxim, and today we are going to cover the loops in the Golang. Loop allow you to run certain action multiple times depending on the condition. And let's start by defining simple for loop. For loop start with the for keyword. Next, I need to initialize the variable. In my case, it will be the I, and it will have the value 0. Next, I need to define the condition until loop will be running. So in my case, it will be until I less than 6, loop will be continue to run. And finally, I need to increment the I, and I'm going to increment that by 1 by adding plus plus. And let's print inside of the loop body just I. So now I can run the code, and as you may see, loop was executed 6 times, starting from the 0 because I was 0, and up to 5 because once I becomes 6, loop stopped. This parameter I is available only inside of the loop body. So if I will try to print it right here, I will get the error. As you may see, my Visual Studio Code say that is undeclared, and once I run, I got the error that undefined I. So if I want I to be accessible from the outside of the loop, I can define I here. I equal to 0, and then I need to remove this part, but I need to keep semicolon, because without it, we will see what will happen. So now I can run the code, and it was executed, and final I was 6, and it was printed right here. But what happened if I will delete this? It won't work. Let me try to run. In the same way, I can move this part where we are incrementing the I. Let me just revert it back to have this symbol, and I can delete it from here, and I can have it right here. I can do the same I++, or I can do something like I equal I plus 1, like multiplied by 2 or something like that. Now I run the code, and I've got the result, so I can delete this one. And also, in this case, those semicolons are not required, so I saved, and my Visual Studio Code automatically delete them, so I can run the code and it will work in the same way. But it's very important to have this I incremented, because I can just delete it from here, like no errors so far. But once I run code, it just runs forever, because I is always the 0 and loop is continue for forever. Also inside of the loops, we can use break and continue keywords. Let me revert our code what we have here. I'm going to delete that. And for example, we have this loop which we have at the beginning, but I want omit all numbers which is even. So how can I do that? So inside of the loop, I can specify the condition. So let's try it like this. If I equal to the 0, I want to continue. In this way, we would ignore all of the even numbers. And what happened, for example, let me print I here and I here. And yeah. So you see, I executed the code. First, I was here, 0 was printed, but it was not printed here. Then I become 1, it was printed 2 times. Then I become 2, it was printed here, but then this condition was executed. Continue keyword was also executed, and that means that next iteration of the loop started without running code which we have after. Also, we can use the break keyword. So continue, just skip current iteration and start next one, but with the break, we can stop the execution. So for example, we can have here condition like this. We're going to run loop for 10 times until I less than 10. But let's imagine I have some like rule where I want to stop execution once I become 5. And I can add this condition, and I can add the break statement. So now, once I run the code, it was executed only 5 times. And here break was executed and loop was completely stopped. Uh, Loops also can be used to iterate over some data structures such as arrays, slices, or maps, or some others. Let's start by defining some array, and I will call it A, and let's it will be array of the slice of the integers, and I have here some number 10, 20, 30. And now I need to loop through all of those elements inside of the array. In this case, loop would look a bit different, so I can do for. And now I need to provide two arguments. For slices or array, first it will be the index, and next one it will be the value. Then I need to specify a range and my slice. So this is not required import. And here I can print I, and v. And let's run the code. And the result was printed. So we got the index and we got the value under this index. So, but what if I don't need this index value? Theoretically, I should be able just to remove it from here, but if I run the code, it said I declared but not used. So how can I fix that? I can replace I with the underscore. Once I replaced it with underscore, I can safely run the code without any errors. Also, it can be used for iteration through the maps. It's really similar as we have in integer. Let me create the map. It will be the type of the string keys, and values will be the integers. So when I would add here just some symbols A, then here will be the B, here will be the C, and I think I can just delete the rest of them. Loop will be totally the same, but for slices and array, first variable here in the for loop was index, but for map it will be the key. So now I can print the both. I can print the key and the value. Once I run the code, I got key A value 1, key B value 5, key C value 10. So what if I don't need the keys? I can in the same way put here underscore and run the code. And maybe I need just keys without values. So I can replace v with underscores and delete it from here. And I will get all of the keys. So that's all. Thank you for your attention. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel to don't miss any new video. Have a nice day.